Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fall. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
The FBI is warning of protests at all 50 state capitals leading up to Inauguration Day next week.
And possibly most alarming, law enforcement is seeing a number of threats against President-elect Joe Biden as well as Vice President-elect Kamala Harris.
And members of the House have said that they have been briefed by the Capitol Police about new and serious threats against Democrats here in Washington. Some of those threats, according to members of Congress, are, quote, chilling.
In my decade or more covering Congress, this is the most perilous time I've ever been a part of, clearly.
10,000 National Guard troops are already in Washington or on their way to support inauguration security. The Washington Monument is closed, and the Park Service says it may shut down other public areas in D.C. in the coming days.
Between now and January 20th, the mayor is asking Washingtonians to avoid the downtown area when they can, but particularly during the inauguration.
And amid the threats of violence, we understand TSA is tightening up security. All three local airports will have extra police in the coming days.
Jesus. And, you know, they're behaving, the Republicans are, as if this was just a thing that's over. This was just, you know, a bunch of rabble. No, this is, these people are insurgents. These people are just exactly what I told you. They're vanilla ISIS. Yes, we coined the term vanilla ISIS a long-ass time ago because they're terrorists, and we knew that they were terrorists, and they are terrorists, and they are white. They are vanilla ISIS. We also said that you need to call them what they are, and that's Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda, which translates from Arabic into English as the base. That is Donald Trump's base, Al-Qaeda. The people in this country who really give a damn about things like continuity of government, who care about democracy with a small d, who care about policy, who care about the American people, who care about working people, who care about inequality, who care about social justice and racial justice and all kinds of... We are going to be disappointed if Congress lets this man go without any impeachment. The other side, the Al-Qaedas, the vanilla ISIS, the insurgents, okay, the terrorists who attacked a city, who attacked our nation's capital, this is the only attack on the United States Capitol in 200 years, and that first attack on the U.S. Capitol was done by a foreign nation. It was done by the British. Okay? This does not happen here unless they're terrorists here. And so they're saying, oh, well, there's blame on both. Bull crap. Bull crap. Oh, well, this isn't the way to heal. It'll divide the nation is already divided. What they mean to say is that if we impeach Donald Trump, Al-Qaeda will be enraged. That's what they don't want to say, but that is the truth of this we need healing argument. They're terrified of their own Al-Qaeda. They're terrified of their own base. The divide is already here. Donald Trump did it. For 4 years, we've been saying how they've been dividing us right down the crack, right? And Donald Trump has been using violent rhetoric since day one. Punch him in the face. I'll get the legal bills. We all know this. Stop with the healing. You cannot have... Oh, see, Ruth Bader Ginsburg just fell down. She just fell down. She knows. You cannot have healing without justice. This is why when people are violated or harmed or abused or beaten or battered or shot or wounded in this country by criminals, we have court proceedings to hold them accountable so that the victim and the victim's family can get on with their healing. There is no healing without accountability. There's only a oozing pussy gravy sore of hurt without justice. Everybody knows that. There is no such thing as peace without justice. It just doesn't exist in the world. It doesn't happen, and it can't happen. No, they're not. When they call for healing, this is gaslighting. This is an empty phrase that they've settled on and has become a talking point for the uber right wing who supports an attack on our Capitol. I mean, this was an armed insurrection. They stormed the Capitol. They attempted to overthrow the U.S. government while the members were present and conducting their constitutional obligation to certified slates of electors that came to them already in usual order and certified by the several states, okay? That is what happened here, and that's why it was time for that day. Donald Trump not only invited them, he tweeted to come to Washington because the Stop the Steal rally was going to be, in his words, wild. And you know what I didn't hear in all these speeches, and I've listened to almost all of them. Maybe I went to the bathroom and I missed one 30-second speech, I don't know, or two. But I didn't hear anybody stand up and say that not only did the president invite people there and tell them it was going to be wild, not only did he give a speech where he said fight, the word fight, 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 over and over and over and over again. Not only is there video of his stupid son and his whatever she is to him saying, fight for Trump, get out there and fight, fight, meaning fighting words are fight. But once it was underway, he sat and watched it on the TV. Everybody asked him to help. People were texting him. People were calling him. People were emailing him. People were trying to reach him. Everybody was calling an aide that they knew would be near him. Kellyanne Conway did it. Everybody was saying, only you can stop this. You have to do something. Do something for the sake of the country. And he wouldn't do it. He sat there for hours. And then when the request came in for deployment of the National Guard, which should have been there anyway, because this was planned for 2 months. This has been planned ever since he come to the Capitol with me, and he just peeled off and did not go because he's a chicken, because he knew it was going to be violence, because he knew what the chatter was. He is the president of the United States of America. Now, if I can sit here and tell you that we understood and saw right-wing threats. This is war. Don't call it a rally. Don't call it this is a war. Come armed. If you don't know how to shoot, learn how to shoot now. If we know that, the president of the United States of America knows that. The most active person on social media ever in the history of social media knows that. But he sat derelict in his duty and watched it on TV gleefully, giddily. He enjoyed it. He liked it. He thought this was just desserts. He thought the Congress deserved it. And in the middle of it, he's tweeting that Mike Pence was like this big letdown. Mike Pence didn't do anything that we asked him to do, so go get him. Go get Mike Pence. What a P word Mike Pence is. Maybe we should make the P word Pence. Because that I can say as a woman. The other one, I can't. I never could. It's, no. The P word, the C word, I can't do it.
The writers tried to grab him in the pants.
In the pants. And when you're famous or armed, you can do whatever you want. No, this is so obvious. So obvious. And only 7 Republicans so far, 7, have announced that they're going to vote for impeachment. 7 of them. The only attack on the Capitol, something that was in the works for months, social media messages that we could see, obviously the president also knew, and this lame claim, if you impeach him, it'll divide the country. The country is divided. What you really mean to say is if you impeach him, you will enrage the insurgents, the armed insurrectionists, the traitors to this nation, the Al-Qaeda, the vanilla ISIS, the white supremacists. That's what they mean. They won't. Go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.